In our last episode, we explored a pre-war cave system called Lamplight Caverns. It was a tourist attraction before the war, but 200 years later it is now called Little Lamplight, and it is a city for children. When a child grows to be too old when he becomes an adult, the other children exile him out into the wasteland, and they send him towards a neighboring town called Big Town. It just so happened that when we arrived, the Little Lamplighters were in the process of exiling a young man named Sticky. Sticky begged us to escort him to Big Town, and so after exploring Little Lamplight, we head out into the wasteland with Sticky. The game never tells us why his name is Sticky, but the Fallout 3 official strategy guide tells us that his real name is Jack, and Sticky is actually short for Sticky Hands. When asked why his nickname is Sticky Hands, he responds by saying, "Use your imagination." I'm sure that means that he must be a thief. He's light-fingered or has sticky hands. At least, that's what I hope it means. Big Town is a ways north of Little Lamplight. To find it, we just take the road north. As we travel, Sticky proves to be a rather vocal companion.
Why is this taking so long? Are you lost? Are you lost? Why is this taking so long? Are you lost? Why is this taking so long?
To make matters worse, he makes up stories along the way. These stories are randomly generated by combining a bunch of pre-recorded snippets, so each story is a little different. But I took those snippets and created 3 stories from them. Here are Sticky's 3 thoughtful stories.
I know. Let's make up a story to pass the time. Once upon a time, there was this robot. His name was Holy Toledo, and he was really powerful. And one day, this giant super mutant attacked him and tried carrying him off. And was our brave hero scared? No, not at all. He laughed in the face of danger. Ha, ha, ha. He beat up the monster and everyone cheered. The end. Once upon a time, there was this dog. His name was Super Dupe Dave, and he went all around rescuing people from super mutants and slavers and other nasty things. And one day, a giant ant came up to him and started talking like he wasn't some dumb ant, but a person of some kind. It said, "Prepare to die." And was our so-called hero scared? You bet he was. He cried like a little baby. Wah, wah, wah. And all his friends laughed at him. The end. Thank you very much. There was this man. His name was Joking Joe. And he went all around making everyone laugh really hard at all his funny jokes. And one day, a spaceship from outer space landed right in front of him, and a big green alien jumped out and started eating people. And what did our hero do, you wonder? He came up with the most cleverest of clever plans. And it worked! And everyone called him a genius. The end. That's all, folks.
If we finally can't stand it anymore, we can stop to have a chat with Sticky.
Are you sure you know where you're going? I mean, you look kind of like you might be lost.
Wow, you're annoying. You'd better make this worthy of my time.
Yeah. I got tons of caps at Big Town. Well, they're not mine, really. My girlfriend's got them. Her name's Red. She's a doctor, so she's sure to have lots of money. She'll give them to you for making sure I get there safely.
For the love of God, shut the heck up!
You shut up!
Shut it!
No, you shut it!
Zip it!
You zip it first!
Shut up, you!
No, you shut up!
Just quit talking.
You stop talking!
Shut up, shut up, shut up!
La 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 la! You shut up!
I'm not playing this game.
Whatever.
Now we can't abandon him by saying, "I can't take your babbling. You're on your own. Good luck getting to Big Town."
What? But you said you'd take me. This bites. You really suck, you know that? I hope a mutant bites your face off and you die. I hate you.
In which case, Sticky walks off towards Big Town on his own. We do have one chance to stop him to continue our escort, but if we walk away and leave him, the next time we find him, he's dead. Or we can pass a speech check to say, "You're starting to get on my nerves, Sticky."
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just really excited. I'll shut up now.
And with that, we travel the rest of the way to Big Town in blessed silence. Eventually, the road passes through a small town. We see a playground off to the right, but all of the houses we see lining the streets are boarded up or blocked off with sandbag barricades. We even see wrecked cars blocking off the roads. This town has been fortified. The only way in is across a rope bridge spanning a pool, and as soon as we see it, Sticky races into the town.
There it is! We're almost there! Come on! Yippee!
As we follow him in, we get stopped by the guard.
Hey, who are you?
I'm the Queen of the Wasteland. What does it matter? You gonna let me in or not?
Take it easy. I'm just doing my job. What do you want?
I mean you no harm. I'm a simple traveler.
Right. What do you want?
Do you harass all of your visitors like this?
Well, you can never be too careful.
Oh, I don't know. I was thinking I'd start a few fires and kill some people.
A funny guy, huh? Well, fine. You may as well come on in.
I just want to look around a little. Don't worry about me. I won't hurt you.
Well, you can never be too careful. Be warned, it's not safe here. Super mutants have attacked recently and carried off some of our friends. Come in, just don't cause any trouble, okay?
With that, we begin the quest, Big Trouble in Big Town. Sticky continues towards the center of the town, but we can talk with Dusty here for more information.
They're out there. I can feel it. What, you? I gave you the welcoming speech.
So, you're under constant threat here?
There was a super mutant attack recently, and where there's one big ugly, there are 10 more just waiting to grab you by the throat. Then the slavers will come and pick off what's left of your carcass and drag any survivors to Paradise Falls.
Where do the super mutants come from?
Skulk up toward Germantown near the police station. They always come from that direction.
You mentioned Paradise Falls. Where's that?
Nearby. Slavers move quick and come from all directions. Someone else might know where they nest.
I just need somewhere to trade my salvage.
There isn't anything here that hasn't been destroyed or dragged away. You're better off scavenging the dead out in the wasteland.
Do you have any traders in town? Any doctors?
There's nothing here but the stench of death and the threat of attack looming over every sunset.
Yeesh, such a positive guy. What are you on the lookout for?
Two very angry types of movements. Slow, lumbering, powerful movements, and jerky, erratic, excitable movements, both coming for the kill.
How did you people get here?
Sometimes you'll see small, tired dots on the horizon instead of angry, anxious ones. Those are settlers who come here from Lamplight. The poor fools.
All right, time for me to go.
Later.
Are things really that bad here? Sticky is heading over towards the town hall. We can stop him to see if his opinion of the town has changed.
Where's Red? Yeah! I made it to Big Town. Big Town! Hooray! Now I just need to find Red.
This is a town, right? Where are the stores?
I guess adults don't go to stores that much. That must be why there isn't anything here. Yeah, that's it.
This place looks like a ghost town.
Nah, no way. Big Town is a great place to be. I bet I could live over there in that building with all the bullet holes and burn marks. Cool. Just ask everyone else in town. I'm sure they'll tell you how great it is to be here, all grown up.
Any idea why there are barricades surrounding the town?
Well, I don't know. I guess the grown-ups built it when they got sick of little brats always hanging around them. I bet that's it.
Sticky heads into the town hall, but let's explore the town square first. Turning around, we see two houses by the bridge, but both are boarded up. They don't have doors that we can enter. Walking towards the center of town, we meet a man in rags named Pappy.
Oh, great. Another person trying to kill us all off. A visitor? Who'd want to visit this hellhole? I'll bet you're here to rape and pillage us, aren't you? Aren't you? Not that it matters. We're all super mutant snacks anyway.
What do you know about these super mutants?
The only thing you need to know is that we're all doomed. Sooner or later, they'll get every last one of us. What are you supposed to be anyway? Some kind of hero here to rescue our friends from the muties? You're just here to cause trouble.
Well, if you don't care about your own friends, then I guess I won't bother rescuing them.
Hold on there. I never said I didn't care. I just know there isn't anyone foolish enough to go up to Germantown. Why, you think you can rescue them?
He has the same response to both of these options. We can say, I'll think about it, but I can't rescue your friends now. Or we can say, nah, I'm not going to rescue your friends.
I knew it. You're just like all the others.
Or we can say, don't lose hope. Do you know where the super mutants are located?
They took them north to that old police station in Germantown. No use in going up there, though. They've already been eaten, or worse, by now. Why? You thinking about performing a miracle and rescuing their sorry butts?
I got what it takes to rescue your friends, but it's gonna cost you.
Just what I thought. You're a mercenary. We don't need you. Go on up there to die if you like, but don't say you're doing it for us.
Or we can say, I'll rescue your friends just to see the smile on your face when they return.
Think you're all that, huh? Well, it's your own funeral. I certainly won't be attending.
Do you know where the super mutants took your friends?
Well, if you feel like dying, go right on ahead. They're up there at some police station near Germantown. Good luck. You're gonna need it.
I'm looking for a woman named Red. Sticky promised me some caps.
Red was the only decent person in this hellhole, and the mutants took her in the raid. That Sticky is a doofus, but I bet Red will cover his debts. But you probably shouldn't tell Sticky Red's gone. I don't want one more crybaby wandering around here causing a ruckus. It's bad enough already.
Oh, great. So all those annoying stories from Sticky for nothing, unless we go and rescue his girlfriend, Red. Looks like we've got another job to do. Well, Peppy, is there anyone around here who can repair my stuff?
Yeah, I can do it.
But his repair skill is only 13. This is worse than the kids in Little Lamplight. Do you have any traders in town? Any doctors?
We got two things to do in this town. Suck and die. No one ever makes it in this place. You won't find any stores to loot here.
Gosh, this place looks like a ghost town.
Yeah, you're telling me. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong. The super mutants and slavers seem to take turns beating the crap out of us. There's no way for us to fight back, so we just keep building barricades around town. Now we've been pushed back all the way. Nowhere left to run now.
Where did you all come from, anyway?
Most of us came from Little Lamplight. We got too old, so they kicked us out. Brats. Always heard stories about how great Big Town was, where the grown-ups go. But there's nothing here except death and sand.
I gotta go now.
We're all gonna die.
Holy! Come on, guys, a little more levity, please. Off to the southwest, we see a woman in leather armor named Kimba.
Remember to keep an eye on the north. Welcome to Big Town. Not that there's much of a town left. Those super mutants keep kidnapping people.
Do you know where the super mutants took your friends?
Oh, they're somewhere to the northeast. In a police station or something. Thanks for rescuing our friends.
Looks like word of our impending rescue has spread amongst the villagers. Now we already know from Peppy that the super mutants kidnapped Red, but we'll ask about her from all of the settlers anyway to hear their unique perspective about Red.
Red was taken with the others in the last attack by the super mutants. She's the doctor. If you rescue her, I'm sure she'll give you your money. But you probably shouldn't tell Sticky. It would crush him if he thought Red was in danger, or possibly dead.
So Red was the town doctor. And that's right, we remember that Red was the one who taught Lucy about medicine before she was exiled from Little Lamplight. So why do super mutants keep attacking the town?
Whenever those things come, they grab a few people instead of killing them. No one knows what happens after that. No one wants to know. There's always so much blood after they come, and then someone has to move the bodies.
Goodness, how many have died here so far? We already know that the townsfolk here all came from Little Lamplight, but we can ask them all anyway to learn their unique thoughts about Little Lamplight.
Oh, Little Lamplight is where most of us came from. Red and Pappy and Flash and Bittercup. We used to play together when we were kids. Then we got old and we had to leave. Those were the rules. So we packed up and headed here, like we were supposed to. No one told us it would be like this. We never have fun anymore. And most of us are dead.
Gosh, all of those kids. Well, I've got to go now.
I'm so tired of being frightened all the time.
Turning around, we can interview the final person we see walking around this town square. He is the only one with his gun drawn. This is Flash.
This place gets worse all the time. Hey, don't get any bright ideas about trying anything. We may not look it, but every one of us is a trained killer. Oh, who am I kidding? Look, we're in trouble here. If you want to help, great. If not, just please don't kill anyone while you're here.
Trouble? What kind of trouble?
Well, we've got super mutants out that way and slavers up that way. Take your pick. They both come in here, drag off as many as they can carry, and shoot whoever puts up a fight. The best we can ever hope for is that they get here at the same time and fight over who gets to kill us.
Why don't you leave?
And where are we going to go? Megaton won't have us, Lamplight won't take us back, and Rivet City is too far. Besides, the bunch of us can't even hold this town. Can you imagine us schlepping across the wasteland?
Who lives here?
There aren't many of us left. There's me and Pappy. Red runs the clinic, but she's been taken by the mutant. Kimba does what she can. And there's Bittercup. She's just about as useless as a human being can be. Time Bomb was hurt in the last raid, so he's out. That's about it. The mutants and slavers have taken everyone else. Just us and a couple of guns are all that's left.
So then, it's pretty much a free-for-all here. Where do you keep the good stuff?
Yeah. You're a scary wastelander. Look, you'll either kill us or you won't. Most of us have already accepted death, so you won't get much of a reaction with your threats. At least we won't be slaves if you shoot us all.
Kill you? Sounds like fun. Let's do that.
Then I'm going down fighting. Over here!
We choose this option, he and all of the town residents turn hostile. But instead of putting them out of their misery, we can get out of this hostile dialogue tree by saying, "Not bad, kid. I'll let you live."
Aren't you swell? Did you need something else, or can I go back to my patrol?
Now we've already learned that the mutants are coming from the north-northeast, a place called Germantown, or some local police station. But we can ask this question of each of the villagers to see if any of them say anything new. Do you know where the super mutants took your friends?
Try Germantown. They always come up from that way. Bring lots of guns and shoot the hell out of those muties. I'll hold down the fort here.
I'm looking for a woman named Red. Sticky promised me some caps.
Those damn muties took her with the others when they raided the town last. If you rescue her, I'm sure she'll pay you whatever Sticky owes. But just don't tell Sticky, okay? He just got here and we want him to have a little hope before we tell him how awful things are.
Well, despite how hopeless everyone here is, they all seem to be very concerned for Sticky. They don't want him to know the awful truth. Do you have any traders in town? Any doctors?
Look, the only place to go is the town hall, and that's just a meeting spot for us. There aren't any traders or anything around here.
Where did you people come from, anyway?
We all used to live in a place called Little Lamplight, but they have a rule about age. You reach 16, and you're out. Didn't matter, though, because you just pack your things and head to Big Town. All the adults go there, and there's plenty to eat. Plenty to eat, all right, if you like eating bullets. I've lost count of how many times I've been shot at.
I gotta go now.
Keep an eye out for muties.
Now that we've interviewed everyone in the town center, we can start to explore these shacks. There are so many of them. We'll start by heading to the shack on the southwest corner of town. This is Red's clinic, but we already know that Red has been kidnapped, so the doctor is not here. However, we see one of her patients lying on a bed. This is Time Bomb. His wounds are very severe. This will be a tricky operation. Are you sure that you want to try it? We can choose, never mind, leave him alone, which allows us to improve our skill before trying again, or we can choose to put him out of his misery. In which case we lose karma. You coldly open an artery. Even to a skilled surgeon, it will look as if Time Bomb died as a result of his wounds. You bastard.
No!
We're being judged by the game interface now. On his corpse, we find nothing of interest, but we can save Time Bomb's life by instead choosing to perform the operation. This requires a medicine skill of 40 or greater. After a few close calls, you manage to stitch up Time Bomb's wounds. He should be fine.
You saved my life. Thank you.
With that, Time Bomb gets up, and we can talk with him.
Damn. What happened?
Oh, I just wanted you conscious before I killed you.
Ah, shit. Hey! Wait! Take him down!
And of course, we lose karma if we choose this. Instead, we can say, nothing happened. I just need you to answer some questions for me.
Okay. Whatever you say.
Or we can tell him the truth and say, you had 7 bullet wounds and you broke both of your clavicles. But it should be fine now.
Wow. You saved my life. Thanks. You're a good person, you know that?
Oh, it wasn't free. Doctor's fees are expensive. You understand?
Oh, yeah, sure. I understand. Here, that's all I have.
And he gives us a pitiful 5 caps, so instead we can say, you're welcome. Don't do anything strenuous for a few weeks.
All right. I'll be careful. I promise.
So Time Bomb, do you have any traders in town? Any doctors?
Red should have been here, but she probably got dragged off by the mutants. Damn it. Damn it!
Do you know anything about the super mutant attacks?
I remember screaming and gunfire. One of those big hulking things shot at me. That's all I can think of.
Tell me how Big Town got started.
Whoa, that was a long time ago. I'm not sure when, but everyone who grows up in Lamplight ends up here. Not too many of us left.
I gotta go now.
Watch yourself out there.
With that, Time Bomb leaves the clinic and we can explore it. We find Red's clinic supplies on a shelf nearby, but looting it would be stealing, and we have to have a key to open it. Now, it's really important that we cure Time Bomb for two reasons, because he counts as one more valuable body in an upcoming conflict, and also because after that conflict, he rewards us with a very powerful, unique item that we can't get anywhere else, but only if he's alive. We'll talk more about that in episode 2. We don't find much in Red's clinic. Most of the containers are empty. There is lots of blood all over the place, though. We do find a door to the basement, but this basement is empty. I'm not sure why this is here. I don't think it's related to any quest, and there's nothing down here. Heading back upstairs, we can walk into the kitchen, and here we find a copy of DC Journal of Internal Medicine lying on the kitchen table. To leave, we can go out the western door, which brings us to another section of the town. This section lies close to the junkyard, which plays an important role later in the story. Next, we'll head to the northeast of this back section to explore this other shack. Outside, we find a mailbox, and I found a pre-war book. That's 100 caps from Scribe Yearling. And heading closer, we can open the door to the town hall. We hear them playing Enclave radio in here. There's nothing in the kitchen, but we find Sticky in the main room. Turning off the radio, we can talk to Sticky.
Hey, what do you need?
But despite what everyone else in town said, we don't actually find an option to tell Sticky that Red has been kidnapped, so I'm not sure why they told us not to do so. However, when we end our conversation...
Big Town's not exactly what I thought it would be. If you ever need a sidekick, let me know.
Seems like Sticky is beginning to accept the reality, and despite offering to become our companion, he can't. No matter how we end the quest we're doing here, we never again find an option for him to become our companion. There's not much else here in the town hall, so heading out the eastern door, we again walk out into the town square. Crossing the street, we can enter the next house to the east. This is the big Town Clubhouse, but it's empty. We see a broken toilet in the bathroom, a tipped-over TV and a pile of dirt in the living room, and tin cans and a dirty mattress in the kitchen. Not much here. The clubhouse is empty during the day because it's the place where most of the residents sleep at night. So, heading back outside, we can see how Time Bomb feels about being alive.
I hate it here.
And then explore the final shack we find here to the southeast. This is the Big Town Common House. Inside, we find a young woman sleeping on a mattress named Bittercup.
Oh, hi there. I'm Bittercup.
Bittercup? That's the dumbest name I've ever heard.
No one understands me. You're just like all the others around here.
I don't know about that, but Bittercup is one idiotic name.
Fine, be that way. You'll be sorry. You'll all be sorry.
And with that, she just walks off and gets in bed. So we can try again. This time we can be polite and say, "Nice to meet you, Bittercup."
Finally, someone who doesn't judge me. You know, the people here are just so quick to assume that they know everything about you. I mean, like, just because I'm different doesn't mean that I'm some sort of freak, you know? It's like, hello, this world sucks. No one gets that. They're all like, blah, 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 blah. What's wrong with that girl?
Yeah, I have better things to do than talk fashion.
Hey, whatever. In here I thought you were cute. Guess you're just the same as everyone else here.
Anyway, do you want something? Or did you just come over here to judge me?
Or we can say, "This seems like a strange thing to worry about right now."
That's what they always say. Blah, blah, Bittercup, you need to pay attention when you're on patrol. Like what, I'm supposed to stop slavers? I mean, that's Flash's job, not mine. Besides, it doesn't matter. They're going to get us sooner or later. Back in Lamplight, they always say that Big Town was a safe place. That there's nothing to worry about when you leave.
It seems like we're not going to get much out of her unless we sympathize with her. So instead we can say, "I know, no one understands me either."
God, it's so nice to have someone who understands. I mean, sure, when I left Little Lamplight, I was happy to be out of there. I was dating Pappy then, you know. I got here and he was like, Big Town will be safe. But it wasn't. This place is always under attack. But I don't date liars. So I dumped his ass and got with Flash. But that didn't last very long. Me and Time Bomb were a thing for a while, too.
Wow, thanks for sharing your dating history unsolicited. Who in this town haven't you dated?
Don't you judge me. It's not my fault that the only guys in this town are liars and jerks. Oh, you can't break up with me. We're all going to die soon. Well, duh. Why do you think I'm breaking up with you? When I die, the last thing I want to worry about in my afterlife is breaking up with my once-alive boyfriend. Priorities.
All right, down to brass tacks. Bittercup, do you know where the super mutants took your friends?
There's a police station up there to the northeast or something. Bury our friends' corpses if you find them. I've got enough ghosts haunting me.
Wow, so morbid of you, Bittercup. Well, I'm looking for a woman named Red. Sticky promised me some caps.
The super mutants took Red along with the others. She was the only person that really ever listened to me. Don't tell Sticky, though. He's liable to kill himself if he knew Red was gone. And that would conflict with my own suicide plans.
And she, like all the others, have a lot of empathy for Sticky. Well, don't worry, I won't tell him, because I can't. So what's there to do around here, Bittercup?
I wander around town to find chalk and makeup sometimes. Not like there's any place to buy stuff.
This place looks like a ghost town.
I wish it were. When I'm gone, I'll be sure to haunt this place.
And thus we have canonical proof that emo goths exist in a post-apocalyptic wasteland. But despite that, I have something to say to you, Bittercup.
Oh yeah? What is it? Not that I care what you think.
The following dialogue tree gives us a number of ways to reach the same result, which ends with her hitting on us, no matter which option we choose. Now we could opt out by saying, actually never mind, there's something else I need to know.
Ugh, hurry up. I have poetry I need to write. Dark poetry.
Or we can cut to the chase by saying, why don't you seem to care about what's going on around here?
I don't know. What does it matter anyway? We're all going to be mutant chow eventually. And what do you know? You wastelanders in your dirty clothes and roughed up faces, you look like a serial killer. You're not, seeing anyone right now, are you?
The rest of the options either cause her to immediately hit on us or lead to us insulting her, which again leads her to comparing us to a serial killer, which in turn turns her on, and she again flirts with us. These options range from us admiring corpses, especially those filled with holes, to admiring her pale ghost-like complexion. At any rate, after she hits on us and asks us if we're seeing anyone, we find three options, all which lead to the same response. We can say, what, did you just hit on me? Or, I'm not even going to tell you what's wrong with that question. Or, why no, I'm not in any sort of relationship. Are you?
Oh, well, I need to get going. But come back and visit me sometime, okay?
And when we come back...
You came to visit. You'll never guess what I found out in the wastes when I was supposed to be patrolling. Here, this is for you.
She likes us so well that she gives us a random gift. This gift could be one of a wide range of items. Radex, Medex, Radaway stim packs, caps, Nuka-Cola, purified water, lots of food stuff, and even ammunition. Thanks, Bittercup. Gotta go now.
If the mutants get you, come back and haunt me.
She then walks over to the bunk bed and lies down. She stays indoors all day, only venturing out at night. Anyway, exploring this common room, we don't find much. Just a whole lot of junk lying all over the place. Heading back outside, we can talk with all of the men Bittercup claimed to have had a relationship with. Starting with Pappy, the man she left Little Lamplight with and arrived at Big Town with. But to get him to talk about it, we have to pass a speech check. You came here with Bittercup, right?
I told her things would be safe here. How was I supposed to know all those stories were bunk? Then she dumped me, called me a liar. I was lied to myself, all right. Well, that didn't matter to her. Then she started dating Flash and got all spooky. Good riddance.
Talking to Time Bomb, whom she said she had a fling with, we find an option to say, Bittercup tells me the two of you had a thing together.
We did? Wow, that's news to me. How long was I unconscious again? She didn't, do anything to me while I was out, did she? That might explain those weird dreams.
He doesn't even remember it. So we can head on over to Flash, whom she says was her latest beau. We find an option to say, I hear you and Bittercup were an item.
Oh man, don't even go there. You'd think a girl like that would be more, adventurous.
But that's a dry well, my friend. All she does is talk about how she hates everyone else or how dark her clothing is. A guy can only take so much of that before he snaps. Poor Pappy got the worst of it. I swear, he's gotten even more depressed since she dumped him for me. As if being here wasn't bad enough.
Oh dear. So super mutants aside, still looks like things aren't quite right as rain here in Big Town. With Big Town finally explored, there is nothing more to do but to head north in search of Germantown. We need to find Red so we can at last get our reward from her. Germantown is not that far away, maybe a 5-minute walk north down the road. However, there are quite a few enemies along the way. Eventually, we see the crumbling ruins of a concrete building. There are dozens of rusted girders sticking up from the ground like spikes. As we get closer, we see walls made from sandbag barricades and chain link fences. And in a gap in the fence, we find a super mutant master.
I've got one. Where? Damn it. There's more where that came from. Good enough.
With the mutants dead, we see that they were inside the only path that leads beyond these walls. This effectively creates a gauntlet, which they have been using to keep their little fortress here secure. As we get close, we can peer through a crack in the wall to see a sign just outside this building, and we learn that before the war, this was the Germantown Police Headquarters. But in 2277, this building is an utter ruin. The doors out front are boarded up, the top half of the building is completely missing, and outside is a small city of tents. But it looks like these were erected before the war. What are they doing here? To find out, we can access a terminal sitting on a table next to a gore bag in the middle of the camp. National Catastrophe Relief Auxiliary Response Unit, MD-478. Nancy Kroydon, presiding officer. Here we find 8 log entries, but they're listed in reverse chronological order, so the story here reads much better if we start at the very bottom with log entry number 1. We were mobilized in the early evening. My security clearance isn't high enough to know this on an official level, but I have it on good authority that we're under threat of a Chinese attack. I don't dare to share this with the girls. Most of them are a solid sort, but I can't trust that some won't desert to try and protect themselves or their families, and wind up spreading panic, especially on flimsy rumors based on flimsier intelligence from the Department of Defense. We haven't been debriefed yet, but it's probably safe to assume we'll be on an evacuation detail in the rural areas. Our unit scored somewhat poorly in the last round of drills, and the high flyers always get the urban details. We'll be stuck herding farmers and hermits in the hills. In the next one, entry number 2. This can't have happened. We don't even know if it was the Chinese, but DC was hit. My God. Andrea's unit was on evac detail right on the belt loop. Dear God, more bombs. What's happening? So the very fact that her unit didn't score very well allowed her to escape the direct bombing that happened in downtown DC. But does this mean that she survived? In log entry number 3, our unit has been assigned to a National Guard detachment. They drove all night from Pennsylvania. We're doing our best to keep the survivors placated while these boys get their strength up. The looting gets worse every day, and it's a small town. There can't be much left, and there's already been one scuffle at the canteens. These guardsmen arrived just in time, I fear. In log entry number 4, Dolores and Rebecca deserted in the night. They had the goodness not to rob us blind on their way out. I had trusted Becky with the keys to the canteen and the artesian well we locked up on day 1. Several of our survivors were talking rubbish about seeking refuge in a nearby vault. The girls must have decided to go with them. Damned fools. If anybody made it into those things in time, they bloody well aren't letting any of us in now. I suppose I should just be glad we have a few less mouths to feed. In log entry number 5, I took the NCO's advice and set up a quarantine for the worst of the radiation victims. We know better than to think that they're contagious, but most of our survivors don't, and it helps keep them calm. We also have an easier time smuggling the bodies out at night. It's not so much that people die, it's how they look when they go. They all think they'll just lose a bit of hair, maybe get a rash. It gets so much worse than that. So just after the bombs dropped, people were dropping dead in this survivors camp, and poor Nancy here had to deal with disposing of the dead. In log entry number 6, we're low on Prussian blue. Most of them don't know what that really means, for which I'm thankful. One of the local doctors in our camp knows about a cancer treatment facility not too far from here. We're sending some of the guardsmen out to investigate. If they can recover any filgrastim, we might be able to stave off widespread radiation sickness a little longer. Prussian blue comes from oxidized iron. It's used in medicine to absorb heavy metal poisoning, or radiation poisoning. Filgrastim is used to treat a low white blood cell count. The guardsmen were sent to a nearby cancer treatment facility because both Prussian blue and filgrastim are used to treat people who are suffering after being treated with chemotherapy and other radiation treatments. To completely run out of both dramatically lowers their chance of survival. In log number 7, these days I feel like more of a preacher than a nurse. We've lost hope that the reservists will be back. I can only hope they died with some scrap of honor and didn't abandon us. Without medication, people are succumbing to radiation sickness, for which there is no hope of treatment. We can do nothing more than make our patients comfortable as we await the end. When the painkillers and whiskey run out, prayer is all we can offer them. I've taken to wearing a head wrap. I don't want them to see how much of my own hair has fallen out. So Nancy was suffering from it too. But did she survive? We find out in log entry number 8. I suppose it seems only right to say goodbye. I ought to know it's hopeless, but maybe one of my sisters is still out there, and I couldn't go without leaving some kind of farewell. Just know that I did everything I could. I tried, and I only wish that I could be the last to go, so I could have helped all the others before they met their own end. Jeez. It's stories like this that remind us that radiation poisoning in real life is horrifying. After looting a gore bag on a nearby table, we can head into the first tent to the south, and here we find a skeleton. Could this be the remains of Nancy? It's possible, but after so much time, we really don't know. In this tent, we see a handful of mattresses, but nothing else. Stepping out, we can loot a gore bag, which has a surprisingly rich amount of loot, and a nearby dumpster, before which we find even more skeletons. Yeah, with the super mutant presence here, there's no way to know where these skeletons came from. Exploring the camp in a clockwise fashion, the next 3 tents are empty, save for a few mattresses, but the final one, on the northeastern corner of the camp, has a couple of empty footlockers and 1 first aid kit, which still has some first aid inside. But we find no sign of Red, and the front door is all boarded up. Is there a way inside the Germantown Police Headquarters? Heading to the northwest section of the camp, we find a gate in the fence, and against the wall to the right is a door to the police headquarters, ground floor. But this is locked with a very hard lock. We need a skill of 100 or more to pick this. I wonder if we can find another entrance. To do so, we can explore around the perimeter of this building, and when we get around back, sure enough, look at that. A door on the 2nd floor. Heading through a gap in the chain link fence, we can climb a short staircase to the 2nd floor and open the door to the police headquarters, top floor. But with that, I run out of time. I hate to do this to you, but we'll have to pick up with the rest of the story in tomorrow's episode. I publish many Fallout videos each and every week here on my channel, so if you want to make sure you don't miss the next episode, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. I've got a brand new shirt in the shop. Who's a good boy? That's right, it's everyone's favorite German Shepherd on t-shirts that you can get in a wide variety of both men's and women's sizes and in a wide array of colors. You can also find the design on other products as well, smartphone cases, pillows, posters, prints, mugs, etc. So if interested, you can find a link to my shop in the description below, or you can click here. If you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon. But more than anything, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow morning bright and early with the very next episode.